So good morning, everyone. I guess technically good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining our virtual open house. My name is Lang. I'm a student recruitment advisor with Concordia University of Edmonton, and I'm joined today by Jennifer Anderson, who is a financial aid advisor from our financial aid office, and she'll be sharing a little bit of information with you folks today. So she'll be going through a presentation, and we'll have some time for Q&A at the end. So with that, Jennifer, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Just wanted to make sure, because it's not able to see on my screen, you can still see the screen that I'm sharing here?
Yep, I can still see it.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you everybody for your interest in studying at Concordia University of Edmonton and joining our open house. So whether you're entering your first year of university, returning to post-secondary, or graduating with a degree, we realize financial matters are important to you. As Lang said, my name is Jennifer Anderson, and I'm a financial aid advisor here at Concordia. I'll start today's session with a presentation, and if we have time, we'll do a question and answer at the end. If we don't, we have time for questions. We also have our live chat running from 1 to 2 p.m. It's currently running right now as well, so you can just hop out of this call, go back into the open house main page, and join the live chat for questions. So our Financial Aid and Awards Office works with students and their families to help make their Concordia education more affordable. We assist you in navigating through the financial aid processes and work with you to identify grants, student loans, and scholarship opportunities for which you may be eligible. Today we'll be talking about getting ready for university from a financial perspective. The most common questions we get asked by students is, how will I pay for university? That's a very good question. Most universities subscribe to a philosophy that there are 4 pillars of financial support for a student to have the opportunity to pursue a post-secondary degree. The first pillar of support is typically your parents or family. There's an expectation that parents will contribute to their child's education and cover some of those expenses relative to their capacity to do so. Sometimes this is done through a registered education savings plan or an RESP. Maybe your parents have been saving money as you were growing up so you could go to university, or maybe you have other family members who are willing to contribute to your education. The second pillar of support is student self-help. Typically, students will bring some money to the table through part-time work, like a summer job. The third pillar of support is government financial assistance programs. So when there's not enough family support or student earnings, there's the option of government student financial assistance, most commonly known as the student loan program. Much of the student loan program involves debt, but there are also grants available for students from low-income families, students with permanent disabilities, and students with dependents. And anything that is grant funding does not need to be repaid. The fourth pillar is post-secondary scholarships. Students beginning their studies in September who apply for admission to Concordia before April 1st are automatically considered for a university entrance scholarship. For those not receiving a university entrance scholarship offer, there are all other kinds of scholarship opportunities out there. Scholarships are based on merit, things like grades, leadership, or extracurricular activities. Bursaries are another form of financial aid and are based on financial need only. All of these pillars of support combined can help students pay for university and living expenses while they study. We have a brochure called Getting Ready for University, which you can download today from our website. You can also send us an email request for an electronic copy. The brochure is full of great suggestions and tips to help get you financially ready for your university experience. I'd just like to spend a few minutes highlighting a few of those tips. First, make a budget. I think one of the most important tips is making a budget. Just as one would plan for building a house or plan for going on a vacation, making a financial plan for going to university is extremely helpful. Together with parents, you can talk about how much it's going to cost and create a realistic plan for how to pay for it. This type of planning helps to reduce the stress of going to university. And when you are in university studying, it's a huge help in taking away the additional mental stress of how you're going to pay for things. There's something else we've learned about that you may not yet have heard of. You can turn loyalty points into tuition dollars to pay for university. There are many people out there, and maybe your parents included, who collect things like Aeroplan points, TD travel rewards, or CIBC points. All of these loyalty points can be converted into tuition dollars for your education. It's done through an organization called Higher Ed Points. HigherEd.com is where your parents or other family members can go to make that transaction take place. We've had students in the past who've paid $4,000 of their tuition using converted loyalty points through Higher Ed Points, so it's worth looking into. Now, I know because of the pandemic, student jobs have been hard to find, but trying to get a summer job or other part-time employment during high school is one way to help pay for university. It's also a good idea to file a tax return if you never have. Even if you haven't made much money in 2021, it's a good idea to file an income tax return this spring because when you turn 19, you'll be eligible for GST rebates. But if you've never filed a tax return in the years before you turn 19, the Government of Canada has no way of knowing about you and getting that benefit to you. So think about filing an income tax return, even if you don't have to pay taxes, so you can get in line for GST rebates. Concordia offers a renewable scholarship for high school graduates based on their high school grades. It's called the University Entrance Scholarship, and the value ranges from $1,000 to $5,000 per year. You're automatically considered when you apply for admission to Concordia, but you must apply by April 1st to be considered. Students that are undecided about their post-secondary plans should apply for admission to keep their options open. You may also be considering a gap semester after you graduate from high school. And students that are considering beginning university in January of 2023 can be considered for an entrance scholarship if they submit an application for admission before August 1st. Students can look for external scholarship opportunities. The Resources tab in our financial aid website provides some scholarship search engines where students can begin to explore other award opportunities. There are a host of organizations that support students attending post-secondary. One example is the Edmonton Community Foundation. They have a number of scholarships available on their website. Doing your own research to see what you might be eligible for is also encouraged. For example, your parents' employers may have benefits for employee dependents attending post-secondary, or the Rotary Club where you live may offer financial support to post-secondary students from their community. Researching award opportunities does take time, but it really can pay off. Apply for scholarships and bursaries after you start post-secondary. Concordia offers other scholarship and bursary opportunities once you begin your studies, so keep an eye out for those by checking our Financial Aid and Awards website. In September, get organized by setting calendar reminders to submit scholarship and bursary applications by the deadlines. A tip for you, being registered in a minimum of 80% of a full course load or more for both fall and winter, and earning a 3.2 GPA or higher can also result in higher value scholarship opportunities. Extracurricular activity also helps to build a scholarship portfolio. Things like volunteering, joining a club, or becoming a student ambassador can all help. If you've determined that you will need to borrow money to pay for university, we encourage you to start the process early. Each year in June, Alberta Student Aid releases the new funding application for the upcoming year. By applying early, you can find out how much you are eligible for when doing your budget. It also ensures funding is in place by the first week of term when fees are due. You do not need to be registered to submit a full-time student loan application online. Students living outside of the province of Alberta must apply for government student aid through their own province or territory of residence. International students are not eligible to apply for the federal or provincial student loans and grant program. Our financial aid office offers student loan sessions throughout the summer to help students as they complete their student loan application. More information about those sessions, such as session dates and times, will be posted on our financial aid website in May. Alberta Student Aid also offers a how to apply video with instructions on their website. Students just finishing high school in Alberta should apply for the Alexander Rutherford Scholarship in August. The value of the scholarship is based on the grades that you earned while you were in high school and is payable to the student when they begin university. The way you get the scholarship is to submit the online application. Here we have the Alberta Student Aid website, studentaid.alberta.ca. Just click the blue login button to apply. Concordia is asked to confirm full-time registration, and then Alberta Student Aid issues payment directly to the student. If you choose to take the year off after high school, you may still apply later in the year when you attend post-secondary. Just a reminder that the application becomes available in August of 2022. Make sure to visit our frequently asked questions section on our financial aid website. There you will find all kinds of answers to the questions you might have. And if you can't, reach out to us by email or book a virtual appointment. So thank you for taking the time to join me today, and feel free to check out any of our online resources. You can also contact us by email or through a virtual appointment using our financial aid and award website.